Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your favorite podcast. It's called Stop the Internet Podcast. Guess what, you guys? We just signed a deal with Spotify. $73 million. And we're giving it to you.
Oh.
We're giving it to 73 lucky listeners.
$1 million each.
Wouldn't that be insane?
Yeah. Yeah. Giving it away or the deal itself? Or both?
All the above.
Period.
Okay, I'm Kelee. Did I say that? I forgot.
I'm Rebecca.
How is everyone?
I had some cheesy bread, so I'm doing just fine.
Yes, we went to the diner before this. It's getting to be a
problem.
Tradition. Some call it a tradition, some call it a problem. Semantics at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We ate the cheesy bread. Oh my God, it's so good.
Guess how many times in the comments we went up to the salad bar?
We are obsessed with this salad bar, you guys. The salad bar at a diner, It hits different.
Every time.
I wish more places had salad bars.
See, same. $13.99, okay?
Is it really $13.99?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually kind of a good deal.
And then,
considering how much we have.
Right.
Although the salad I have, I will say, if I got it at like a pizza place, it would be $4 because we get like, I guess there's a mixed green salad. But I was going to say like iceberg lettuce plus like one egg because I have two sides of the hard boiled.
Yeah.
A little bit of carrots, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of croutons.
Yeah. Which you can get at the grocery store.
Yeah.
For like $3. And then you have it all week. Nonetheless, then we get matzo ball soup, chicken noodle soup, cheesy bread, cinnamon bread, pudding.
Oh God, it's so good.
Coleslaw.
It's so good.
I mean, that's a full meal right there.
Also, with the service, like, okay, wait, never mind. I was going to say with like, because you're getting a waiter, but it's you walk up to the salad bar.
Are we being duped?
We might be, but the soup selection and the fact that you don't have to make it yourself, you don't have to drive to the store. I had bean soup. It was today. It was called navy bean soup. What is that? I don't know, but it's so good.
It is so good.
It really is.
But I think at this point we also like just like the vibes.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like, hey, want to meet at Bleep before we record? It's like, yes.
It's also a good tradition because I feel like it gets us in the mood. Like we talk about the podcast a little bit. We talk about life updates and then we...
therapy session.
Yeah, exactly. And then we come and record.
Yeah.
But it really is just so fun.
So fun.
It's great.
Today we were late. We're normally there with the, what do they call that?
The Linner crowd.
Yeah. I do love a Linner. Don't get me wrong.
I actually went to Linner with two of my friends / work colleagues and it was at 2:45 because it was at this place in New Jersey that decorates for Christmas. It's called Charlie's at Bayhead. And apparently people drive there from like all over because they decorate for Christmas. And it's like a really peaceful, cozy dining experience. So anyway, it gets booked out for like all of December. And she said, my friend who booked it said the dinner options were 2:45 or like 9:30. So she's like 2:45. Yeah. That's fine. And it was actually great because then we got home and it was like 6. I mean, we were there they also let us stay for 3 hours. We sat at the table. Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
Yeah.
Because if you're booking like a 6 o'clock dinner during like the busiest time, like they cannot let you stay for 3 hours. Like that's crazy.
And I get it. I respect it. But I like to lounge. I like to take my time.
I know. Like I'm thinking 2:45 dinner is like the move.
That's actually really nice. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Wait, what if you did 2:45 dinner and then like 7 p.m. apps?
Oh.
And you kind of did like a backwards.
Well, that's just lunch and dinner at that point.
Oh.
Kind of.
Yeah. Okay. True. But like
guess,
a lot of people eat a bigger dinner.
Yeah. See, I have friends that are late dinner eaters and I never understood them and I never will. Personal preference, I just don't like eating late at night. Like if I eat, sometimes I legit eat, you guys, at like 3:30.
3:30.
And I still had a lunch. I don't know. I just like, I get really hungry around that time.
Yeah.
And some days I just can't ignore it. I can't wait till like dinner time. Although what is dinner time? This is all like made up.
It is. It
the
really
calendar.
Is. The calendar. The Mayans. I also heard it's way better to eat when you're hungry rather than making a schedule. But I guess, is that true for everyone or just because I don't think children would thrive?
No.
Because I think
They're
children.
growing.
Yeah. They thrive on routine.
Yeah.
But
I
think
like,
everyone thrives on routine.
But the thing is, though, it's not like I get hungry. If I eat at 3:30, it's not like I'm hungry at 8. Like, I'm just like, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm set. It depends what I have, I guess. guess. But normally it's like some days if I have a big lunch, like period.
That's that on that.
Yeah. I'm just making a case for linners. Normalize having a linner when you're still young, because I feel like people, like when I say I eat at like 4:30, even if I say I eat at 5:30, I have some people who are like, whoa. And I'm just like, why is that crazy?
Well, I think it's crazy to some people because some people work until 5 or even 6 in an office.
Yes.
And then it's like, because some people are employed. No, but really, some people work until 5 or 6 in an office and then they have to commute. Mm-hmm. So by the time you get home and like start to unwind, it's so much later than that.
Yeah, that's a good point. I am a WFHer.
It's so nice too.
Yeah, therefore I can eat when I want. But
yeah,
I'm just saying,
better.
Justice for linner. Get it trending.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you hear about the lamp story?
No. Do I care? Sorry.
I don't know.
Is this like a TikTok thing?
Okay, it started on Reddit, and actually probably a year and a half ago, one of our listeners sent it to me.
Okay.
Because I guess it was like a really popular story on Reddit. Basically, this man had this experience where he grew up and like lived a life and had a wife, and then they had 2 kids, and his life was great and perfect and whatever. And then he went home one night and the lamp in his living room or house started looking really blurry and like weird and out of focus, and he was staring at it for days because he couldn't understand why it looked so weird and so strange. And then he basically woke up and he was like 20 years younger or something. And this whole life that he had and these people that he loved were actually just a dream.
Okay.
He like fell into a depression or something because he now had to mourn these family members that he loved.
Okay.
Okay.
This is one dream this guy had.
Yeah.
He wasn't like in a coma.
No, apparently not. But I think this happens on like certain drugs. Like, do you know what salvia is?
Is that like a hallucinogenic?
I think so. I honestly don't know what they are, but I heard that something similar happens when you take that. Now the story is like trending.
Okay.
On TikTok. But people are using it in kind of like a dumb way. But it's now a trend to like, when you have this like perfect moment, people are like, when X, Y, and Z happens, but then the lamp starts looking weird because it's like you're gonna wake up from this dream. But I also think people are reaching because it's like, okay, that's not really what it means. Like, it's not just like you're gonna wake up from a good dream. It means like, I don't know. See, I don't even know what it means because was he in like a parallel universe? Like, I don't know. It's confusing. I don't know.
No, that's very interesting. I feel for him. I wish him peace.
I wonder if the story's true, though.
I'm sure it is. I mean, it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But that he just had a really intense dream. But he lived like 20 years in his dream.
But doesn't that happen when you go on those drugs?
That's what people were saying in the comments.
And it can launch you into a deep depression.
Yes, that's what they were saying. Like, that's why I think it's so popular, or that the story is so interesting to people and popular, because it's so crazy.
Yeah.
That when it happens, then you like actually fall into a depression because that's not your life.
Yeah. See, that would happen to me. I would like dream that I married Harry Styles or something like that. Simply not going to happen.
Wait, but wouldn't it be kind of nice if that was your dream? Because then like you are given the answers about how to get it, right? Like, yes. let's say you lived your life and like in a year or like 30 minutes from now, you meet Harry Styles. Something crazy happens. You guys cross paths. You fall in love. In 3 years, you get engaged. A year after that, you get married.
3 years, please. 1 year. I'm locking that down.
True.
6 months.
6 months you get engaged. 7 months you get married. Then the lamp starts looking a little weird.
Oh.
And you wake up from this dream and you're like, dang, I didn't actually meet Harry Styles. But maybe you wake up and you're like a senior in high school. And so you're like, wow, college, my job, the podcast, how we met, all of that was a dream, right? That would be kind of sad, right?
Yeah.
But wouldn't that also be like the best thing to ever happen to you? Because now you you know, it's actually, oh, I wish I knew then what I know now, but now you do. So now you just live your life like even better than you did in your dream, and you don't make the same mistakes.
Okay, I can see that angle.
Wouldn't that be good? I mean, I guess you would miss Harry Styles, but I mean, it would be kind of nice to have all of this like great stuff happen in a dream and then go back to real life and you're like, yeah, now I can actually get that. I don't know.
No, I'm comprehending that. It's late, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. One more thing before we get into our topic, which is college horror stories. It's not really college horror stories, but we're continuing our conversation about college being shitty today. Okay, so I've been fearing that everything is a sign.
Oh, please. This is my life.
Is it?
Yeah, I always think that.
It's not good.
No, it's really, I'm trying to break. Actually, spoiler alert, 2025 vision board. I think I need to like work on that. Sometimes things are not signs. They just are things.
Yeah, I definitely think too many things are signs. I made a TikTok about it one time because I was filming a TikTok and then I couldn't like say it in the right way. So I had to restart like 3 times, if not more. And then my air conditioning kicked on and it was so loud and it was like, and then it's in the background of the video. And I'm like, is the universe just telling me like, just stop? Just stop. And I posted that. I was like, is this the universe telling me to not do this? And somebody commented, I think you're thinking too much or something like that.
Story of my life.
I do think that's true.
Yeah.
Recently, Rebecca had this necklace that was an R.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, and so you lost it, right?
Yes.
After having it for years?
Not even that long, because you inspired me with your necklace.
Oh, yeah.
Told me where it was from, so I got that. But I got a different kind of necklace, same place though. So maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
But I was wearing it almost every day because it was a dainty little R necklace for Rebecca. Then I was home. No, I was somewhere where it just like fell out of my bag or something like that. But I'm not careless with my things at all. I never lose anything, but I lost the necklace. Then the Black Friday sale comes around from this place. I order the necklace and 2 pairs of earrings, which are kind of like ruining my ears, by the way. So I'm not going to say what this place is called. But in the package, no necklace. And there was no like in the shipping email, it wasn't really clear that things were shipped separately. It was just like your order shipped. But then when I go to the page, like the landing page, it's like my necklace is still processing, I guess.
Okay.
I haven't actually followed up about it, but I want to. But yeah, so I'm like, am I just not meant to replace this necklace? Maybe it's going to be the thing that kills me. Like it's going to get caught in something, you know?
No, that's actually what I was thinking. I was like, okay, so first you lost the necklace and then you ordered a new one and it didn't come in the package. They forgot to put it in the package or something. I mean, I guess maybe it's still processing. But when I was thinking about this, I thought that they just forgot to send it to you. And I was like, is this the universe being like, you are not meant to have this necklace? Like you shouldn't have it for some reason. But then then it's like, no, sometimes someone just forgets to put it in the packing.
Sometimes
cube or whatever it is.
Black Friday and she got overwhelmed.
Yeah. Sometimes your necklace just breaks and falls off and you will never see it again and it absolutely means nothing.
I know, but then how do you know what means something and what doesn't?
I don't know.
Ugh.
See, that's what it's like, the intuition versus anxiety thing that we talked about that we still did not get to the bottom to. I mean, get to the bottom of. Those were my thoughts. Those were my top of mind thoughts today.
Same.
Okay, today we are talking about college again. And if you missed our part 1 of this topic, we chatted a few weeks ago on an episode about how college is glorified by tons of people constantly. And for some people, that's just not reality. And college is not the best time ever for many people, including myself. And I feel like
I don't feel as strongly as you do, but yeah. Your overall point, like it wasn't time of my entire life. Like I didn't peak in college. I said this last time. Still peaking.
We're still going up. So last time I really dove deep into my stories about how I was kind of bullied by some of the girls that I met. I kind of stole the episode last time because I was like, wow, this is such a detailed story. But
it was.
Now we're going to talk about junior and senior year, and Rebecca's going to share much more about herself.
Oh, I am?
Wait, I thought you were? Wait, did you make notes?
They're in my head.
Okay. I wrote down some notes too.
Okay.
Do you want to take it first or?
Junior year.
The major motifs of my junior and senior year were major classes. So you're really falling into your major, meeting the people that are the same major as you, all that. Things that I was feeling revolved around fitting in, not feeling as good as others, things not coming as naturally as others. These are like struggles that I had. Obviously, there was many good things too, but this is kind of when you pick what you want to do and be. This is a positive. I actually feel like a lot of my teachers got better just because we vibed way more. Mm-hmm. Another negative, I felt like it was harder to make friends because people already had their friend groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
People just seemed like less willing to deviate from those.
Yeah, definitely, because you're more solidified.
Yeah.
So junior year, I studied abroad fall semester of that year.
Amazing.
It was sorry, I'm a little under the weather. It was the highlight of my college experience.
Yeah.
Not to negate the other 7 semesters I was at my actual college, but like I'm one of those people, you guys, that always talks about studying abroad. Like it just is a personality trait, I fear.
I feel like you don't even talk about it that much.
Not as much as Bora Bora.
Bora Bora. Do you guys know Rebecca's been to Bora Bora? Yep. And Japan. I always laugh because she hates talking about it. And the one time I was at your house, well, now I feel like you hate talking about it because it's like a joke. Because it doesn't even come up that much. But when it comes up, it's like really funny that it's like, oh yeah, I know. We all know that you went to Bora Bora in Japan. But when Rebecca was talking about her one aunt, she's like, oh, my aunt said she was going to gift something to me. And I was like, oh, wow. And she literally goes, I was like, oh, wow. Are they like rich? And Rebecca's like, yeah, well, it's my aunt that took me to, she's really nice. I was like, what? She took you to Japan? She took you straight to Japan? You actually cut yourself off because you didn't want to say it again. It was so funny.
Pivot.
Okay.
So
anyway.
In case you forgot. So yeah, I guess I don't talk about the fact that I studied abroad in London.
Which is so cool.
It was the highlight of my life, you guys. Like, it was so cool.
Did you start to form a British accent?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't think so.
I don't
you
think
tell
so.
me.
Oh, wait, that's Australian.
Yeah. I actually went without knowing anyone from my home school. My school wasn't big on like studying abroad. I kind of had to figure everything out by myself. And I remember spring semester of sophomore year running around from office to office, registrar, like finance, all my freaking professor's office hours just to get like paperwork, basically.
Wow.
Because I had to do that in order to get like my classes transferred from studying abroad, whatever. But I got there. I just got on the plane and I'm like, I'm doing this. I don't care that I don't know anyone. And I made friends pretty quickly. I still talk to some of the girlies. And that was also, not to date myself yet again, but that was the year One Direction was like, so Zayn had left.
Okay.
And they were doing press for Made in the AM, their last album, / touring. So we saw them.
What's on that album?
History.
Okay.
Perfect. Yes.
Such a good movie. Such a good song.
Yes. We actually saw them in concert. Don't know how I afforded that.
Wow.
Because that was a last minute thing. And then we kind of followed them around London. Like we were those fans, like a little, not like stalker, okay? But we tried to show up at all the places they went and like.
Wait, really?
That was when Twitter was big and people would be like, they're going to be at BBC doing a radio, and then hordes of girls just like waiting outside BBC.
Wow.
And we were one of them.
Did you actually see them?
Yeah, quite a few times from far away, but like it was like what I imagined Beatlemania was like, to be totally honest.
Honestly, it probably was.
Like being in those crowds in London where they're from, and like this is the last time they're together and the last tour they have done. Like we didn't know that at the time, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it was crazy. So anyway, that was cool. And that was when like their hairdresser was really famous. You know how their whole team just like got famous because of them. So we would like,
who's their hairdresser?
I forget her name.
Okay.
But like people like that in their orbit were famous, and we would like see her and be like, oh my gosh, like
Wait, that's so
It's like
cool.
when you see tree paint or something.
Yeah.
You know. So anyway, that was like a little side plot of my studying abroad experience.
Wait, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen someone that's extremely famous in real life, like outside of like concert. Actually, that's kind of it. One time I saw Selena Gomez at the mall. She went to the King of Prussia Mall.
Same.
Wait, we went.
Yeah.
We didn't go together, but we both went.
Yes.
It was crazy. She was doing this like mall tour for, I don't even know what it was for.
What was it for? An album?
I don't think, it was for the movie Monte Carlo.
Yes.
Okay, yes. And they were like, Selena Gomez is going to the King of Prussia Mall. She's doing an appearance, whatever. Erin, Trisha's sister, and I went to the mall and we waited there for hours and hours. We were like right in the front.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it like came to the time that like I think she was supposed to go on at like 2. And it was like getting closer and closer and she just was not coming. So I think we left because we're like, all right, I don't even think she's going to actually come. Like we've been here for so long. And then we heard rumors that she was going back on, or that she was actually going to be on at like 4:30 or something. So we went back to the mall, but we accidentally parked on like the opposite side of the mall. So it's like a trek all the way to where she was. So we like came around the corner and there was like lights on this little like mall stage. And all we see is just a silhouette of her like waving and stepping off the stage.
Yes, I have that picture where she's like,
wait, really?
Yeah.
That's
from
like
so far away.
Yeah, that's all I saw. But
Yeah.
like if we stayed, we would have been like, she probably would have like given us a high five because we were so close to the front. Yeah, I don't know why we left. We should have just stayed. But
Selena.
it was when she had one song that was actually really popular.
Who Says, I think?
Yep, Who Says. And they were like getting everyone to sing it. And all the girls in the mall were just singing it for hours and hours waiting for this girl to show up.
Yes, iconic.
Oh my God,
Good
mall
times.
tours. Mall tours were something else. Okay,
They
sorry.
truly were.
Sidetrack.
No,
I'm
that
taking
was-
the conversation.
It's okay, you can.
How long did you wait at that mall for Selena Gomez?
See, I don't really remember that day that vividly. I just remember, I know I have that picture of her like
Yeah.
waving.
As she's like
And it was
stepping
so
off.
crowded. Yeah.
It was so crowded. Yeah.
Crazy times.
It was. We should do a mall tour.
Okay, that could be us.
That could be us.
Give it
We
6
could-
months.
We could sell out the courtyard of the King of Prussia Mall.
Oh, easily.
We could sell out the area outside of Zoomies.
Yes, we have so many friends. Please.
Let's go.
It's just everyone we know. Like, we're paying them to be like, oh my God, stop the internet. I think we should do it.
We actually should. That would be great.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, junior year. So that was my first semester. I was so sad to come home. I remember literally like trying to think of a way to stay there the whole year.
Aww.
And then I was like, all right, I can't be in debt for the rest of my life. London is even I think now it's evened out the exchange rate maybe, but at the time it was like double everything, the dollar, whatever that is conversion.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was not cheap. It was not cheap, but it was worth every penny and just such a good time.
Oh, that's good.
Chasing celebrities.
Yeah.
British YouTubers, they were so big. We went to a
God.
premiere of like Casper and Joe. I hate that I remember
I don't
that.
even know who that is.
I think they still might be YouTubers. I don't know. But they were like had a red carpet and there were like hordes of people. I got pictures, selfies with them.
Wait, that's so funny. I love it.
Anyway.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And then I came home and I was super depressed all of spring semester. I did not want to be there like at all. I just was like so sad about being in America.
Dang.
Still
Honestly, yeah, I was going to say Europe is just so superior in so many ways.
Yeah.
Being in France this past summer for 2 weeks, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, also though, I was on vacation. So maybe that's
True.
because, yeah, it's not like I'm like going to work, but I do kind of think that I could work there. And
I
it would
definitely
still
could.
be a great time.
I definitely could.
Maybe it
Yeah.
would get old. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Okay.
Next chapter.
Next chapter. Okay, back to college being depressing. No.
That I know. I didn't recognize quite what it was at the time, but seriously, like I was not well.
When you came home?
Yeah, I just like did not want to be there, and I was like not into it, and I just remember like feeling like just depressed.
That's really sad.
Kind of to your point about France being a vacation. Honestly, like studying abroad, it was 3.5 months, but it still kind of felt like a vacation.
Yeah.
Like, especially in college, nothing is that serious. Like, I was still doing classes and like worrying about papers, but in a way, it was kind of an extended vacation.
Yeah.
Traveling on the weekends, clubbing in the middle of the week. Yeah, living it up. And then you come home and it's like, well, damn.
Wait, isn't it kind of funny that like nothing in college is that serious unless you're like in med school probably. Like if you failed a test, like who the frick cares? It's just school.
Yeah,
like,
but try telling that to 2016 me.
No, I mean, I feel the same way because then it's like you see that like cum laude or whatever it says on your diploma and it's like, yeah, it's all worth it. But it's like, who the hell cares? It's not real life, you know? It's just like a bubble.
It is definitely a bubble, but I would say I cared about my grades more than anything.
No, I did too. I definitely, I cared too, but it's like looking back, like I just feel like people are so stressed about everything.
Yes.
And it's like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. You're here to learn.
I was actually thinking about 2016 final week, which was fall semester senior year, because it was like around this time. 8 years, 7 years ago? 8 years ago.
When was it?
2016.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Okay. And I was thinking about that because I just remembered the stress of that week so vividly.
Wow.
Like I got nosebleeds because I was so stressed. And that does not happen to me. That hasn't happened to me since. So.
And what was your major?
Communications and media. Like not like hard, but I feel like I took hard classes and I was in the honors college. So like there were some classes that weren't in my major, but how did that work? Yeah, I guess they weren't. I got credit for them, obviously. And then I was a French minor. So that was stressful a little bit. You take more advanced like language classes, it gets a little more, you have to like speak more and stuff like that.
What were the benefits of being in the honors college? Did you get scholarships for that?
See, like I don't know.
I think at Temple, also Temple is Temple University in Philadelphia. People just, it's so confusing because you say Temple and then it sounds like it's like a religious temple of some sort or something, and it's just someone commented on our TikTok and was like, Temple means university, because I put a video of us talking about it and I said Temple and then in parentheses I wrote university, and someone commented and said, wait, Temple means university? I thought it was like a mission or something. And I was like, no, it's just called Temple University, whatever, just to clarify. But anyway, I think if you were in the honors college, you got free tuition, or at least certain people did, or certain credits for free or something.
No, that was not the case. It was just like another little sash you wear, basically.
Okay.
And then yes, you take like quote unquote harder classes, and a couple of them that was what was really stressful that semester. This one like political theory class or something, it was very hard, and it was like a grad level class, and that paper just like kept me up at night. I got an A.
Oh,
slay for me. But so the classes like that were really stressful, but I don't know, what was my point? I don't know what my point was. Yeah, like I wasn't in med school, but when you're in it, it's just like...
yes, that's what you're talking about. Like, is it really that serious? But yes.
Yeah, you know, like media is not that deep, but yeah, when you're in it and it's like all I cared about was getting A's and graduating with summa cum laude, which I did.
Slay.
But for a minute there, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to. And that's my whole world, my whole vision for my life.
I mean, obviously, when you're in it, it's like the only thing that matters. But I also think that for ourselves, we can take a little bit of the pressure off, because it kind of, college only matters, at least in my life and the lives of many people around me as well. It only matters when you're in it and maybe a year or two out.
Yeah.
But then once maybe even until you're like 25.
Yeah.
I don't know, late 20s, rarely do people ask me about where I went to college, what I majored in. People do not talk about college.
No.
Unless it's like a quick, like, where'd you guys meet? Oh, we were friends. Oh, where did you go to college? Like, we were friends since here. Where did you go to school? Like, whatever. But it's not like it's not an important conversation once you are like 26.
No.
Which is so if you think about it, like in terms of your life, you graduate college when you're like 22, 23. By the time, at least in my experience, by the time you're 26, no one gives a shit anymore about it.
Yeah.
And what your major was or what you minored in. I mean, not saying like your friends don't care, like nothing matters, but like if you're meeting people and just having normal conversations with them, it's not the focus of most adult conversations.
No.
So I hope that puts people's minds. I'm not trying to say this so that it comes off like negative. And so I'm like, oh, just say screw it to all of it. Like, but I'm just saying, if you're stressing about it and you're like, oh my God, this is the only thing that matters in life, it matters honors now, yes, because that's your number one goal right now. But like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't have 17 sashes at graduation. Like, I remember when I graduated college, I did not have any sashes because I wasn't in any clubs. I wasn't in a sorority. I wasn't in the honors college. And I think you might have been able to get it if you got one of the cum laude things, like one of the levels of that. But you just had to pay like $45 for this cord. I'm like, I forget because did you wear did you wear one for that, like getting honors on your diploma?
Yeah, I wore I think they were ropes actually, and then a sash was for the
ropes, like the cord thing.
Yeah, the cords.
So did they give that to you? Wait, sorry, I didn't mean to like.
What?
I was like, yeah, the cords.
Oh my God,
I was
no.
like correcting you. No, sorry,
no.
I just meant like I was talking about the same thing. Sorry, that came off like so condescending.
No, it didn't.
Sorry, but did you get that because you were in the honors college or because you got cum laude on your diploma?
There was one for each, and then I had something else for something else.
But they didn't just give it to you.
Yeah, I came with
Wait.
I didn't pay for them.
You did not pay for them?
No.
Oh my God, my school's freaking corrupt. You had to pay for everything. Everything.
I don't think I did. Because I'm pretty sure on my name, it just has like, when you pick it up, you get little checks next to your name. They're like, oh yeah, give her this extra thing. I'm pretty sure that's how it worked. You didn't have
to write them a check for like $60.
I don't think so.
Oh my God. I'm literally suing my college for not including anything in the tuition. What was I paying tuition for? You can't even give me a cheap ass graduation cap and a cord, a rope made out of plastic for free. Please. Okay, no, I had to pay for all that shit. And I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to take 3 photos of my graduation, post them on Instagram, and never look at them again. Yeah. So, that's what I did. That is actually what I did. So, no, I didn't wear any ropes because I didn't care to pay for them.
Respect. But you know in your head what's true. And you mentally, those cords were around your shoulders. That's all that matters.
Yes. I think I just got normal cum laude on my diploma.
Okay.
So you're smarter than me.
Oh my God.
One thing that I do regret about my freshman year of college, and I think about this every day of my life.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm kidding. When I was a freshman first semester, this was also kind of a regret. I applied to the business school and then I was like, oh, but I don't know if I want to do business. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And instead of just going into the business school and like trying it out, I changed to undecided so that I could just get all my gen eds out of the way. And they told me that I should do like these experimental classes where anything that you're interested in, you should just take a class in that and see, and it counts as your gen ed, and then you can decide if like you want to pursue that or not. So I took a psychology class. This was a regret because I am not meant to be in the health field. I am not meant to study science. The second class, I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good for me. But I was too like nervous to switch out of it and then start another class in the second week. If it was me now, I would not give a shit about that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I was so nervous to like make a change like in my schedule after a week of school had already started, aka 2 classes. Yeah. Actually, it was a night class, so it was 1 class. So I do regret that because I think I got a C- in it. And basically in every other class, I did very well. But that brought down my GPA so much. And that's like one of the reasons why I didn't get like higher honors, because that stupid class. But I didn't think about that at the time. Like, I didn't think about the fact that if I don't do well in this class, it's going to affect my GPA for the rest of college. I do wish someone would have said that to me and been like, if you don't like this on the first day, that's what the first day is for, is so that you can see this is what the semester is going to be like. Now make your decision. Like, you're not locked into these like, because it was just so hard. I hated it. Yeah. And it didn't do anything for me because it wasn't something that I pursued at all after. Yeah. So anyway, that was a regret. It still keeps me up at night. Just kidding.
The only C I got in college was actually, I took a linguistics class when I studied abroad. Very hard. Like, no one warns you about how hard linguistics is.
What does that entail?
And it was like linguistics theory and trying to make sense of why we talk the way we talk and like all those little avenues of the language. So difficult. And the way it was taught was so weird. And I just remember I didn't know this when I was taking it. And I'm like, this is going to bring down my GPA. And it's not even at my home school. Like, that's annoying.
Right. Right.
And then I get back and I realized that the classes I took studying abroad, they only transferred over to my home school as pass or fail. So that was still a pass.
Oh, that's
and
good.
it like
okay.
nothing affected my GPA because I passed everything.
Oh, good.
And I'm like, slay.
Yeah, you could have just tried even less.
Yeah.
And then just gotten a D.
Exactly.
Although I think some classes or some schools, Ds do not get degrees. They get fail in certain things, I think. I don't know. Whatever.
Got it.
Okay, so something I feel like, I don't know if I would say I struggled with this, but when I was like a sophomore and junior in my major, I majored in advertising. And then within the advertising major, there was 5 different tracks that was like your specialty. So it was art direction, copywriting, account management. I don't even remember the other 2, or maybe there was only one more. But I chose art direction because it's basically graphic design.
Yeah.
So a lot of my classes were graphic design based, and I had no experience with that whatsoever from high school, like nothing. Some people did learn how to use like the Adobe suite in high school. I did not. So I was fully like learning that in college, which obviously you're supposed to go to college to learn. But something that I think I struggled with was when I went to college to learn with absolutely no former knowledge or experience in this subject. A lot of the other students did have at least some, even if they just played around with these programs on their own time, like in their personal lives. And because of that, they did better in the class than I did. And they just seemed so far ahead in like a skill level because they literally were, because they've been practicing for longer and studying like design for longer. And it kind of made me, I don't know the word, like not sad. I can't really put my finger on an exact word or like feeling that it made me, but it just made me feel a little maybe like intimidated by them or just slightly less than, because I'm like, damn, like I wish I could make a design that good, or like I would spend so long trying to think of a design or something to get my homework done. I would be struggling so much to even like if the homework was like sketch a design for an ad, don't touch the computer, just sketch it. I would be there like, what am I sketching?
Aww.
Like what am I supposed to like? I'm like, I don't have a clue. And then I would go into my graphic design classes, and I remember there was this one guy, his name was Andy. I don't think it matters. Should I block it out? He was amazing. Like what a king. He was so good. And I hope that he is thriving right now. He was in so many of my major classes throughout like junior and senior year. And he was just so like nice and bubbly and so good at this major. And I'm like, you are going to work at like the best ad agency and be like the top designer there because you are killing it. But then I would be like, damn, like I wish I was that good.
Yeah.
So I kind of struggled with that. I will say I did do well in, although you did pick your track and most of your classes were graphic design, you did have to take 1 or 2 classes within the other track. So I did have to take like an account management and a copywriting class. So I did do well in the copywriting class, and I think I bonded with my professor.
Love it.
He was really nice. And I remember something that made me feel good was the first assignment. We had to tell a story about ourselves in 6 words. And
my life every day.
Literally, Rebecca's a copywriter now, so you know it well. And he read some of them to the class, and he ended up reading mine. And I was like, wow, someone recognized my talent.
Oh, I love that.
But that was probably like the only like praise I ever got from a teacher because I just wasn't good. Looking back, I'm like, wow, I learned so much though. So if I were to, I mean, obviously that's why you go to college. Like that's why you pay to all the money, because you are learning as you go. But if I went and sat in the classes now, like I would be so good at it because of like the experience and the knowledge that I have. So anyway, if you're feeling like you're not the best in your class or like you're not as good as everyone else, that's the whole point. That's the reason that you're there, because if you were better than everyone there, you should just go get a job. Like you don't need to be in school. You're there to learn. So
that's actually an interesting thing to think about, because this is kind of off topic, but like basically I majored in communications because my college, like every track was there was no journalism major, there was no advertising major, no PR major, like
oh wow,
all of that was under comm. So like I took those classes, but like it's interesting how yours was kind of broken up already. And I wonder how it's structured now, because I do feel like now there are so many other tracks. Like at the time, social media, at least as a job that we know it as now, was just barely really starting out.
Yes.
Like now I feel like that has to be a whole major. And at the time it was just like a class, like a silly little class.
Right.
And now I bet it would be a whole, like media is probably a whole other major. But at my college, it was kind of like everything was under the comm umbrella, which is why I majored in that. Because it was either that or English. And I feel like,
yeah,
I just feel like I at least like had people being like, certain things, if you major in them, you're never going to get a job, which isn't even true. Because now if you meet people in the professional world, majors are like all across the board. Like,
oh, yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
And I probably would, if I knew what I know now, I might have majored in English because I just like, I don't know, I love to read and write and stuff. And I guess it would have been less like media focused. Whatever, that's irrelevant. My advertising class was hard. I remember that.
So you only had one advertising class?
I think. See, now it's all muddled because, again, like the studying abroad, it really did. I took a lot of my classes over there that I needed, and they were like very niche.
Because that was your first semester of junior year, right? Yes, that's when you're like getting into the major tracks or classes.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool, though, that you had a mix. I definitely did. I mean, I will say, like, I am really happy with the classes that I had because the fact that advertising is a major, at least at Temple, that's a major that I never even knew was a major. Like when I was in high school going into college, I'm like, I have no clue what I would want my major to be. That's why I applied to the business school. The way the Temple does it is marketing is in the business school and advertising is in the media school.
So not Tyler.
No. So Tyler School of Art is the art school. If you are a photographer, actually graphic design, the major graphic design is in Tyler. And like if you're a painter or a drawing artist, that's Tyler. Marketing and anything else like business is obviously business. And then the media school was advertising, which encompassed copywriting. But it's like it does encompass certain business things because of account management. So it was actually really cool, I think, looking back how they did it, because you really did get like such an in-depth education about this specific track that you wanted to be on. And like art direction as a whole, it is different than graphic design. Like it's very similar, but they are completely different careers. And I am really, really glad that I did art direction rather than graphic design, because you learned so many of the important skills of graphic design, but you learned about so much more than that too. So it was really cool. Like I feel like compared to my freshman and sophomore year, my junior and senior year were so much better. So yeah, like looking back, I'm like, wow, I actually really did love doing all of those classes and like my time there during those 2 years. It was just so fun.
Yeah, I agree. I loved my classes. I took one on play. That was fun.
Wait,
like
what was it?
Like we played board games. Like literally it was
I thought you meant like theater. Okay.
No. Like how play and flow and creative state is all like interconnected.
That's so cool.
He made us like, this was spring semester, so we would take classes outside.
Oh my God, so fun.
And it was just like all about play theory.
That is so fun.
It was really cool.
Sometimes I think about like how much credits at college cost, because I'm like, wow, why the hell did I take yoga and volleyball?
I took ballet.
Ballet classes are expensive in general though.
Yes, okay, true.
So maybe that's
still
worth it. Yeah, no, you could definitely take a ballet class for cheaper than a college course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took volleyball and yoga my senior year. I will say I had an internship that I went to Monday, Wednesday, Friday in South Philly from 9 to 5.
Oh, wow.
So I was like kind of grinding throughout my senior year, the entire senior year. I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 5 in South Philly. That was for a fashion brand, which was really cool. Like that was a job that, what
brand? Oh, that was your internship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I kind of don't want to say it because sometimes I talk poorly about the brand as a whole, because I just worked there for so long that it just, any job turns to a job after a long time. So, so that was really, really cool. And with the internship program, typically you're only allowed to do one semester of an internship and get credit for it. I kind of like finessed it with my guidance counselor, because I was like, why would I give up this internship to take another class when I am learning so much from this internship. I'm working there 3 days a week, full days.
Yeah.
I have tasks at the job that are solely mine. Like if I wasn't doing them, they weren't getting done.
Yeah.
It was just a great experience. And so she was like, okay, I think we can make it work. So, and I was like, and I can't take any more classes on Tuesday, Thursday. Like I'm full on Tuesday, Thursday. Like, so I have to give this up in order to take. So anyway, she worked with me and made it work. So my whole senior year, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that job. And then Tuesday, Thursday from 8 to 5 or 6, I was in class.
Wow.
And there were like 80, 90 minutes. And then I had like the 10 minutes in between. And I think I had 5 or 6 classes back to back.
Oh my gosh.
Tuesday, Thursday. I was grinding.
That's
senior
a hustle.
year. Yeah. I was so tired. Like, I don't know how.
Yeah.
But I did it. It was fun. Well, second semester, senior year, 2 of the classes were yoga and volleyball. So it's not like I was like in med school. But
we keep saying that.
Like. I know. Like the only career I respect, medical doctor. But no, it was really fun. I do feel like looking at my senior year, I'm like, if I could tell my freshman year self, you're going to love your classes. The people in your major classes are going to be your friends. They're going to be nice to you. They're going to be really small classes. The teachers are going to be nice. They're going to like you. And you're going to get this job at a company that thousands of people will apply many, many times to get into this company. And they're never going to get it, but you're going to get it. And your peers are going to ask you for the email addresses like of your coworkers because that's how badly they want this job. And it's going to be such a great experience. And then you're going to have so many amazing career opportunities after that. I would have been like, I don't know. It just would have given me like so much confidence and like hope to like push through all the like bad times of my freshman and sophomore year.
Yeah, definitely. But it turned around.
It did. But I also kind of want to say maybe if you're in your junior or senior year and it's still bad, like that's still fine. Like just because your junior and senior year weren't 10 times more amazing than your freshman and sophomore year, or maybe if they were even worse, once you are out of college, like the world is truly your oyster. Like you're not in this bubble of like, I don't know, like part of me feels like it was like juvenile in a way because even though everyone's an adult, it's like it still feels like school and it like still has this like fake feeling. Like, I don't know. It's just a bubble. It is just really a bubble. So
you're like a sim.
Actually, yes. Like actually you are. When you're walking around a college campus, like that is not the real world.
No.
Not the real world at all.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. I think junior and senior year definitely better. You just like know yourself a little more. You know the campus a little better. You're the big dog on campus. Like you're not embarrassed of like anything. Like when I was a freshman, I remember the first week of school, I was so nervous to walk around the campus and find my buildings by myself. Yeah, me too.
I asked my roommate and my friend if they wanted to go, and we all did it to like find all of our classes. Yeah. I'm like, I can't walk around here alone. Senior year, I would not give a shit what I was doing. I was probably walking around campus with headphones and singing out loud.
Yeah.
Like I didn't care whatsoever by my senior year. I'm like, I'll do anything on this campus and I won't be embarrassed.
Period. Yeah, no, senior year was really fun. I just remember like you just soak it all in, you know? You're like, this is the last time you'll live this close to this many of your friends, and like after this you're all flying back to the nest or moving to different cities. So it was a little sad in that way. You know what? I was thinking about this on the way here. I feel like we could do an episode about like post-grad.
Okay.
Like we just keep going down the 20s.
I know. I love it. Let's do it.
Because I feel like I have a lot of thoughts about post-grad.
Yeah.
And like adjusting to adult life that no one warns you about or prepares you for.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I don't relate to the being sad part about, isn't that crazy? Like, I feel like so many people are like crying when they graduate college.
I was not crying. Please.
I was like, I'm gonna get in the car and drive down the shore and spend my summer there. Yeah. On a surfboard.
Yep.
Like, I don't give a shit. I remember there was this one teacher in my major. She was an amazing graphic designer, but she taught the like intro classes for some reason, I think. Maybe she taught one of the higher levels, but I avoided taking her because she was just like so tough on me. And I remember at the time I was like obsessed with surfing and like surf culture, and I was into like surf photography. So I was like, oh, well, I think it would be really cool to work for a company in this world. So I'm going to do my projects based on these kinds of brands, this kind of photography, whatever. And I also wanted to be a photographer. So I was like, well, whenever I use a photo in one of my projects, I'm going to use a photo that I photographed. Because in my major, how it worked is the projects you made in your classes, those became your portfolio that you presented when you went and like applied for an internship or applied to a job. So I was like, okay, well, I want to apply to internships and jobs at these places, so I'm going to do this. So anyway, I would always use my own photos, and I feel like she didn't like me because I took a lot of photos of girls in bikinis, and she was like, I'm looking back, she was right, actually. She was, I don't even know the word to describe her, but basically she just like didn't appreciate any of my photos if they were like of women in like skimpy bikinis, which I can see where she's coming from, because if an ad is like selling a surfboard or surf fins and the whole ad is a girl like holding the fin next to her fat ass, like that's what the surf world used to be. And any female pro surfer will tell you that. And if the brand was a male brand like Billabong or Quicksilver, the ads would be the guy in a wetsuit or a rash guard throwing an air, like doing a backflip on a wave. If it's a girl brand like Roxy, but not to like throw them under the bus, Billabong or any other brand that's just using a female in their photos at all, it is a very skinny girl in a very, very skimpy bikini with a big butt, and their face isn't even in it. It's just like their butt. And that was supposed to sell their product. And looking back on that now, I can see where she was coming from, because she probably had seen all these ads in this industry that like she studies advertising, like that's her whole job. So she understood the industry way more than I did. But I think instead of telling me, hey, this is actually a problem in this industry, here's like a little bit of like knowledge about these types of ads and this type of like whatever, she was more just like, why do you have to use that photo? Like what is good about that photo? I can't even remember. Like I went to Hawaii and I photographed this girl who was a surfer, and I took like photos of her holding the board in front of the sunset and whatever. Like none of them were like graphic like ass shots, but I think she maybe like just didn't like, maybe she had a negative taste in her mouth because of ads involving like anything like that. And then seeing these photos, like I don't know. Probably, I really don't know. But she was just like kind of like passive aggressive towards me because of that. And I was like, well, why don't you just tell me like how you feel rather than like using these like passive aggressive like comments. And then at the senior showcase, which is where you like put all of your work on a table and people from like the industry come and look at it and stuff, I had a book that featured like some of my photography, and she came up to my table and she was like, if you wanted to be a photographer, why did you major in advertising? And I was like, well, I taught myself to be a photographer, and now with my advertising degree, I know how to market myself, and I don't have to hire someone else to do it for me. And she was like, oh. Like, I was like, well, get the fuck out of here. Like, you didn't teach me shit. Actually, I will say she was a very good teacher, like just because of her knowledge. And after the semester ended, I emailed her and I was like, thank you for the past semester. I feel like I learned a lot, because I knew she hated me. So I was like, I just want to like shove it in there. I just like want her to like me. Yeah. Because like we're involved in the advertising like department of Temple University together. Like, why do you hate me? Like, none of the other teachers hate me. Like, I just don't understand why you like whatever. Anyway, she emailed me back like a very dry response and was just like, yeah, it was a great semester, it was nice having you, or like something like that. Weird. Like, something very like, and then she said that thing to me at the senior showcase. I was like, okay, really fucking weird, because like all of my other teachers I feel like I bonded with so much, especially like my capstone professor, who was the same teacher that I had for intro to advertising freshman year. I had her for my capstone senior year, and she was an amazing teacher. Like, I'm obsessed with her, and like she liked me. Yeah. But like you random like middle tier, just like, I don't know. I haven't thought about her in so long, but yeah, she definitely hated me because... It's okay. You're thriving now. Honestly, I don't know. Yeah. You are thriving now. Yes. Yeah. Well, college. There you have it. College, really. Honestly, I loved college. Like, not for nothing. I really did love it. I think it was more so just like, you know, I don't view it as this like beacon or this pinnacle of, I don't know. Like, it's not this
What am I trying to say?
No, I actually really appreciate what you're saying. No, I am like
my word salad.
No, I feel like I feel where you're going.
It wasn't like the best 4 years of my life, and I knew it at the time, and I definitely know it now. I liked it better than high school. I think I liked it better than high school. But again, I don't know, when I've been out of it for so long, it's just like, okay, like it was great for what it was, and happy to have moved on.
Yeah.
And closed the chapter. I wasn't one of those people that was like sobbing over college and like
I know
the bars and all this stuff like 2 years later. Like I seriously knew people like that, and I'm just like, you really feel that way? Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
I feel like I've met people.
That sounds really judgmental, but like, I don't know, I just didn't relate.
No, I mean, it is kind of crazy because I don't know, I've like actually met people that have said college was the best 4 years. I will never have another 4 years like as fun as that. And in a way I can see where people that have that sentiment, like I can see where they're coming from, because some people lived with their best friends. Some people, like, I don't know, you did see your friend, like some of the people that said that to me were in sororities or fraternities. And it's like, okay, if you're living in the house with them,
sure, I
can kind of see where you're coming from, because yes, you will never see your friend that much ever again. But like as a whole,
yeah,
like how do you actually feel like that's the best time of your life?
Yeah.
And you have just accepted that it's never going to be that fun in your whole life again. Like, why do you walk around saying that? Like,
yeah. And also like that? If we're talking strictly fun and like social life, I had way more fun after I graduated up until now. Like I've had way more fun from like 20, I guess the latter half of 22 to literally now, like than I ever did all 4 years. And I mean, I partied or like went to the bars, I guess, junior and senior year a lot. But like the times I've had in the bars or at parties even later in my 20s, like 10 times more fun. Like you're just more confident.
Yes.
And like honestly, like some of the people I feel like I met like in this era of my life, like not that I vibe with more, and I'm not talking about like my best friends from college, but I think like whatever, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just saying like I've made like really good friends after college who like I've partied with and went to the bars with, and it's just like, I don't know, in terms of fun, I think I've just had more fun after college.
I 100% agree.
So yeah,
like I mean, I said this on the last episode, but I have no friends that I made in college. Like I happen to now have friends that went to the same college as me, but we didn't meet in college. And it's like I feel like I never connected with anyone. Like I wanted to find like the best friends of my life in college so bad, and there was no one. I mean, okay, now I feel bad saying it too, because looking back I'm like, wait, but what about all these people?
Yeah, I
will say my closest friend in college was from another country, so she moved back to that country with her family after college, and sadly I never
of course,
I know, sadly I never saw her again after that, because it's like the flight to get there is absurd, and it's just it hasn't ever happened. So I don't have like any friends that I made in college, and I'm like, whatever. I mean, yes, I do miss her, and I would love to see her again, and there's certain people that when I deep dive in my brain, I'm like, oh wait, yes, and her, and I'm like, wow, I actually love them, and if I bumped into them I'd be so happy. But I never made the best friends of my life in college, and like it's fine.
That's a valid experience. Yeah,
like, and if anyone else like feels like they're not connecting with people in college, that's okay. Yes, you're gonna struggle maybe while you're there if you aren't connecting with people in the way that you hoped you would, but like you will find your people in this life. Like maybe they just don't go to the same college as you, and that's okay. It feels way heavier when you're in it, because it is way heavier when you're in it, but like there are people for you, and it's okay if they don't go to the same university as you.
I think that's a great closing note. And like I feel like for my closing note, I made lifelong friends in college, but like my issue was more so I never felt like I was having the time of my life, or I was like partying the way you should be partying, or like as confident as I should have been, or as social as I could have been. So I feel like that came after college, and if that's your experience, like just know that you can still have fun in your late 20s, like more fun than you had at a frat party in college.
Yes,
like for sure.
And you'll have more money when you have a full-time job. And there's just so many more opportunities for you that are coming.
Yes.
So F college. No. Thank you guys so much for listening to our podcast, and we wish you the best of times
during your college life.
Yes, and after.
We're gonna go watch Twitches.
Are we? In December.
Yep.
We love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.